Hello, this is Fuzzy Wingman, and today I'm actually going to be playing an open play mission, Search and Rescue. It's been a while, but also I'm just kind of jumping into it because, hey, it looked at least semi-interesting. Because it's 5 objectives, and it could potentially turn into, basically one of these objectives is going to become the final objective. So, there's one that's going to be a defender and one who's going to be the rescuer. I'm going to have Heretic Astartes be the defender, and the Space Marines are the rescuers. Yeah, so Space Marines can play first, and it literally says just for deployment zones, just divide the field in half, and then just kind of choose. And then it says be 8 inches away from the other deployment zone. So, like, if we divide it in half this way, it'll be this is the deployment zone. And if we go this way, one, two, three. This is the deployment zone. It's not a lot of space, but they're actually going to choose this way because then they can spread out a little bit, and that could be interesting. You know, I'm kind of realizing that I have the Eliminator on the Space Marine team. It says it can be set anywhere up that is more than 9 inches away from an enemy deployment zone. So I have to wonder if it can get closer because of the game rules. Is I think I still have to be within honestly, my own deployment zone is 8 inches away from their deployment zone, so it's kind of like, I think technically the way that's supposed to be is like you have 3 inches away from the board here, and that would be their deployment zone, and then he could be closer, but the way it's worded on the core rules, he kind of can't get closer. So we'll have a first Space Marine deploy over here. Heretics are going to start getting some cultists because they can load up some cultists on objectives. Plasma will be here. Second cultist. Comms with plasma. Extra cultist body. Honestly, Eliminator is going to be here because if he starts moving forward, he might be with this tree, and then he gets his camo cloak bonus. Cultist extra body. And they're not going to deep strike in this Terminator. He's just going to start moving forward. The cultist like as far forward. Just about. So they're already going to put him like over here since he's already got lots of views now. Expiring champion. Berserker. 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 And because this is an open play, I should verify whether or not it says a particular side goes first. Nope, it's just now normal battle. No weird things. Okay. Round 1. Initiative 4 and 5, so Space Marines just barely have the initiative. He's actually going to see how he is from him, because if he's already blocked by the tree, he doesn't need to move. Already blocked by the tree. Does Eliminator want to move? Eliminator's also, he's blocks by this. He's not right up next to it, so he's blocking his line of sight to him, so he's just going to ready up. Right. Terminators are only 5-inch movement. And comms and plasma are going here to kind of make sure they're at least next to this objective. Since you have to be within, well, technically within 1 inch, and I'm doing it from the center. Okay, it's not. To be within 1 inch, they're going to have to actually be physically like on these markers. Because they're just big enough since I'm measuring it from the center. Chaos. Yeah, let's not knock down the tree. Cultists and cultists. Alright, he's gonna advance. Should verify if any reroll any advance rolls. Oh, right. I should actually see what their special rules are. I should set one for the Space Marines too, but I guess the Space Marines one will just be Ultramarines because, well, they're blue. Alright, they're going to be World Eaters for the Heretics. They'll gain an extra fight. Gain an extra attack in the fight phase. So I just got to remember that. So he doesn't get to reroll that or anything. And he doesn't get to be on the objective. He's going to advance. He's going to be on that objective. He's actually going to move forward. He has a plasma pistol, so he could try to fire at that guy. There. You will be the one. These will be the ones that advanced. Alright. At the end of movement, we then roll for which objective. Controlling objective. So he's standing on objective, so we roll for this objective. Alright, so far it's nothing. That objective. And this objective. And this objective. Okay. Since I rolled a 6, all other objectives go away now. This has become the only objective, and now everyone's trying to get that objective. So yeah. Nice, easy targets. So we get to start shooting phase now. Let's see here. Okay, this guy is visible to the missile launcher. Not a great shot, but hey. He will fire his crack missile. I mean, that's within 24 inches. Yeah, okay. Actually, does he want to... He's instead actually going to shoot at that guy. He's more of a threat. Oh, right. This guy would have readied up since... I forgot it, but he would have readied up since he didn't move. So firing the crack, it's going to be 4 to hit because obscured. And that's it, right? Since the long range is... Ooh, almost long range. But not yet. So 4 to hit because obscured. He rolls a 6, which definitely hits. Strength 8 versus toughness 4, so 2 to wound. Clearly wounds. And then it's going to be AP minus 2, so 5 up save for him. He saved it. Now, Eliminator. He has a clean line of sight on that guy. Yeah, he's just going to do that guy. This Eliminator is not like a specialist of any kind, so he wants to actually hit things. Alright, he's going to fire an Executioner round. 1 shot, 3 to hit because the guy's out in the open for him. Misses. Do they want to spend a reroll? I'll spend it. They're just annoyed. Okay, he misses even harder. I don't think I've actually had my Eliminators really do anything because they always freaking miss. And then he's rated up so he can shoot at... Well, who does he want to shoot at? Probably Plasma. He can see both of them. He's just going to put both rounds on Plasma. 2 shots, 4s to hit. He's obscured. Both hit. Strength 7, so 3s to wound. And since Plasma's a threat, they will spend a command point to reroll one of these. There we go. We actually got a wound. AP -1, so 4 up save for Plasma. Failed. They've spent their command point to reroll, so no longer a thing. Damage 2. He just takes a flesh wound. He's obscured. Wait. This is a rule I keep forgetting over and over and over again. You only take the flesh wound penalty if you're within 1 inch of the cover, don't you? Yeah, it's only if you're within 1 inch of the cover do you actually get the -1. So technically that's out of action. I gotta remember that. I forget that way too often. And there we go, he's dead. It's already looking bad for the Space Marines. Alright, the rest of the rest of everyone's shooting because now it's alternating, starting the Space Marines on non-ready models. He's fine with the melee with that guy, so he's gonna instead shoot his Stormbolter into that guy. Yeah, and you know what? Since the comms can give him the ability, because comms ability's been removed because of Plasma, he's giving it to him. So he's gonna fire 4 shots with 2s to hit. So all 4 hit. Though it is 4s to wound, and I bet I'm going to not roll well here. So yeah, 1 wound. And he's got a 3 up save, so you know. Well, he failed it, and I can't roll a reroll, so hey, he actually gets to do an injury roll on that guy. And actually takes him out of action. There we go. So some things are actually dead. And now comms. No, wait, no. Now these guys. He's got plasma pistol. He's not going to overcharge just because they've spent their reroll. So he's firing his pistol. It's going to be 4 to hit because it's long range. And he doesn't hit. Now comms. Comms is just going to shoot 2 shots at this guy. Who's pretty much out in the open. The only well, this guy's hand technically blocks enough. Yeah, unfortunately I am going to have to call it obscured. So it's obscured. Forced to hit. 1 hit. Would have been 1 hit regardless of how that was. Actually wounds. And 3 up save for him. He makes it. Sure, he's gonna fire his one pistol shot at him. It's gonna do basically nothing. It's long range. I don't even know what they need. I doubt they needed... I bet they needed more than that. Yep, that would be as if he was in close range. And not obscured. He's going to fire his autogun at him. 2 shots. Looks like it's going to be 5s to hit. Gets a hit. Needs 5s to wound. Doesn't wound. Yeah, it would have been 5s to wound, and then he would have had a 2-up save. And if he failed that, I would have been angry. I don't think these guys can see anything, so... That's shooting. Alright, morale. Well, not enough people are dead on either team to cause a break test. And no one's running around with flesh wounds, so... Turn 2. Both teams go up by 2 command points, so they're now both at 3. Space Marines still have the initiative. So he's declaring a charge on this guy. That guy is just going to hold his ground, fire a pistol, because why not? If he gets to fire Overwatch, he might as well try it. Doesn't prevent him from punching the guy as soon as he's in his face. There, now they're both on top of it, and he's in melee. These 2 ready up. He's actually going to go over here. Still has clean shots at the objective area, but he can provide comms to these 2. Now, what do these want to do? Well, Aspiring Champion is going to charge in, because, you know, he should. Enough. Cultist is just going running around over there. This one's declaring a charge into there as well. Yeah, he had the ability, so they're trying to get as many people on top of the objective as they can. Oh, Jesus. Because it really does be... Whoever has the most models will control the objective, so throw some cultists on there. I will actually have to stand up for this. 1 inch that way. Get off this guy's weapons. 3 there. There. Now he's got his 6. This guy's declaring a charge into there. They're melee, so why not get some melee specialists getting in there? It's actually, I think, 2 inches from the center. So at the moment, Heretic Astartes holds it pretty well. And him... It's a really hard charge, but he's declaring a charge on this guy. And... You know what? Now, he's just going to keep it on this guy. So he will fire Overwatch 2 shots. He actually gets a hit. So it's 4 to wound. Actually wounds. 3-up armor save. Failed it. It's currently a new phase, so they're spending command point to re-roll that. To save, because holy hell, if he died trying to charge, they would not have been happy. Oh! And there he is. Well, that's unfortunate for Space Marines. Space Marines time. Alright, this is like this way. Wow. Well, there's so much a mess here now, he can't even see that guy. And I guess he can't even see that anymore, so he's gonna be skipped eternally. And this guy can really only see that guy. So he's just gonna shoot at the cultist. Screw it, he's gonna do the Hyper Fang. Cultist. Comms is gonna add 1 to a shot roll, so it's gonna be 3 to hit, because it is obscured. Does hit. Strength 5. So 3 to wound. Fails to wound. You know what? It's the shooting phase, and this is the only thing they're gonna be able to do this shooting phase. So they're spending the command point to reroll it. This time it wounds. He's AP -2, so clearly that goes through the cultist's armor. So D3 damage. 3 damage. That cultist just poofed. And that's all he can really do. Can this guy really see anything? I mean, if he can't... Yeah, he's eternally skipped. And everyone just charged this turn, so they can't pistol anything. So we go on to melee, starting with charged models, starting with Space Marine, so he gets to go first. Let's see here. How many attacks does he have? He will have 3 attacks with the powersword. He's going to put 1 on each cultist and 1 on the Inspiring Champion. Let's see here. How many wounds does Aspiring Champion have? Aspiring Champion, well, everyone only has 1 wound. So yeah, he's going to put 1 on those guys just because... Actually, no. He'll put 1 on the Corn Berserker, since I know he gains an attack for the Corn stuff might also give them an attack. Hold on. I see something frozen on my recording PC. Alright, I'm back. I'm trying to use a different PC than I've used for recording my audio on previous videos, due to the fact that the PC I've been using is over 9 years old. So I thought, let's try a more recent PC, and I guess it's struggling, which is strange because it should be doing way better than the old PC. Because it's a gaming laptop versus an older laptop that wasn't really meant for gaming. So, what the... Alright. Anyway, back into melee. I at least have audio from the camera, so that way if things are really broken, I at least have audio there. So back to him. He's going to slice, and slice, because this guy at least gets to attack twice, even though this guy gains an attack because he charged. It's possible he gains an attack because he had been charged as well, so it doesn't really matter. But if you can kill this guy, that prevents stuffs too. And Berserkers are only 1 wound, right? Yep, they're only 1 wound, so let's basically just start slicing. Let's start with the first cultists. 3 to hit. Hits. Strength 4 versus toughness 3, so 3 to wound. Fails to wound. Does he want to re-roll that? It's for the turn, so no. Or for the face, so no. He'll do the next cultist. Doesn't even hit. And now the Berserker. This is the one he really wants. Hits. Now it's strength 4 versus toughness 4. There we go. He wounds. AP -3, so the Berserker has a 6-up save. Failed it. They'll spend a command point to try to re-roll the Berserker. Ooh, nope. Injury roll. There we go. Dead. And now he's realizing he could have spent his re-roll on making sure a cultist died. But at the same time, he has the happy thought of if he somehow fails his armor save, then he can, re-roll that. So now starting with charged models on... basically the rest of the charged models are heretics. So let's go. We'll start with the Aspiring Champion, because why not? And if I recall, cultists don't get the... cultists will not gain the Legion trait. So they will not get the add 1 to their attacks, correct? Okay, that is correct. Cultists will not gain the 1 extra attack, but these 2 will. So starting with the Aspiring Champion. He's gained an extra attack, so now he's at 3 attacks. 3's to hit. 2 hits. And it's going to be strength 5, so 3's to wound. They've already spent the reroll, so that's that. And now might as well do the cultists, who will have 2 attacks each. Hitting on 4s. So we'll start with him, hitting on 4s. Nope. The other cultist. 2 hits. Strength 3, so 5's to wound. Failed to wound. So yep, he totally could have spent a command point to try to re-roll the wound roll on a cultist. And maybe have killed one. And now this guy. He is a non-specialist because he's the leaning drunk one. He was too drunk to be a specialist. He gains 3 attacks from charging. I just realized 6 is death to the false emperor. Did that cultist have that? No. Okay. So the cultist who rolled the double 6s did not have death to the false emperor, which would have given him more attacks. Because this will apply to this when this Berserker attacks. 3's to hit. Alright. 2 hits. No generation of attacks. It's going to be strength 6. 3's to wound. 1 wound. AP -1. Yep, AP -1 from a chainaxe, so 4-up save for him. Failed it. You know what? Now they'll spend a command point to reroll for this phase. And saved him. Goes on to Now we go into non-charged models, starting with him, because Space Marines go first, even though he can be selected, he goes now. He's only got 1 attack, right? It's just a regular tactical Marine comms. Yep, 1 attack, 3 to hit. Hits, 4 to wound. Wounds. 3-up armor for this guy. He saved it. So that's done. And now he punches back again because he's a Berserker. Generates an attack. But their attacks specifically say they do not generate more attacks. So 2 hits. 3's to wound. 1 wound. 1 4-up save. Saved it this time. So the Space Marine saved everything. So now we go into morale. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. So they had 9 models in total. So they need 5 dead or injured. So 2 more dead or injured and they got problems. Space Marines are still the same. So we just go on to turn 3. And Command points are back up to 3 for both teams. Initiative. Still Space Marines initiative. He's actually going to fall back. I have a token for that. There. Because, hey, I said just kind of like, well, playing Ultramarines. Well, now he can actually shoot at that guy with 6s to hit. Both guys are going to ready up again. I mean, the Terminator actually wants to stay in fighting. And these two guys can now just plink him. Because he started this turn within 1 inch, so he can only stand ground. And this cultist is going to do his best to go pew, pew, pew. Granted, he's probably going to die. Alright. And now I'm going to start moving him because he can't shoot crap. If he goes there, he at least has shots at the Eliminator. So we'll start. Since these guys are readied, I'm going to do crack missile into the Berserker, right in front of him. 3 to hit. Fails to hit. They'll spend a command point to reroll that. It is their command point for the phase, but they want... Alrighty, that doesn't hit. Well, he could shoot that guy, but now he's wondering if he should just shoot him. And this is a kind of a bigger threat to them. So Comms is going to add to his shot roll. He's going to fire the Hyper Fang and shoot at that guy. So it's now going to be 2 to hit. Oh my god. These guys can't hit things that are just standing still in front of them. So that was that. Now we go back to Space Marines. Because it's non-ray models, he's going to fire his 2 shots. He needs 6s to hit. Nothing. This is so terrible. The autogun is going to shoot at him because he's out in the open for him. So 2 shots, 4s to hit. Right, the camo cloak only adds extra modifiers, correct? Yep, it adds extra modifiers, so that 4 definitely hit. I mean, it needs 5s to wound. Doesn't wound. But this cultist was able to walk up here and not get shot at because these guys can't hit their targets. Autocannon is going to shoot at him. It is obscured and with a camo cloak, so it's going to be -2, so 5s to hit. 2 hits. 3s to wound. 2 wounds. 2 4-up saves. Saved them both, which is good because it would have been right through his 2 wounds. And he's going to bolt pistol the comms because why not? And he'll miss. And he's not going to spend a command point to reroll that. Because these guys are still locked to melee, he's actually going to fire a pistol, and he's going to fire a pistol. I'm just going to roll them both because it's the same weapon, and yeah. Wow, they both hit. One of them actually wounds. 2-up armor. Good, he saved it. Since they have not spent a command point to reroll this phase, he's going to actually overcharge his plasma pistol. So firing his plasma pistol at overcharge. Hits! 2 to wound now. Wounds. AP -3, so 5-up save for the Terminator. Failed it. They've already spent their command point this turn. That goes through both of his wounds. So damage 2. They have not spent their command points, so they're re-rolling this injury roll to kill him. And now Space Marines clearly are going to fail because the Terminator was their only hope to slice things. Literally, the Space Marines have just been really bad at shooting. Well, that was all the shooting, and now all the melee is done because there's no one in melee anymore. So, morale is Space Marines need one more dead or injured. Round 4. Initiative. Oh, and command points now. Chaos goes up to 4 because they have their leader still alive. Space Marines only go up to 3 because their Sergeant just got plasmid. And now the Heretics have the initiative and are probably just going to end this. This cultist is actually going to declare a charge on the Eliminator. Eliminator is going to fire... What was it called? Hyperfrag, because it's more shots. D3 shots. He's going to overwatch with 2 shots. 1 hits. And it's still strength 5, so it's going to still be 3 to wound on that cultist. It wounds. It's AP 0, so the cultist actually gets a save. The cultist had a 6-up save, didn't he? Yes, he did. So the cultist failed his save. Damage 1, so injury roll is... Okay. He blinked off the cultist that was trying to charge him. The cultist is seeing if he could get in there and then cause these two to be able to charge without Overwatch. He is going to declare a charge on the Eliminator. This time the Eliminator is just going to use the Executioner round. Failed it. He will spend a command point to reroll since this is movement phase. And he's hoping to actually get something to hit. 5. They'll spend a command point to reroll that. And it's less than average. Okay. Might as well go his distance. Cultists will move to be more on top of the objective, to be like, yep, we got them objective. He's going to move up because he can now take more shots at things. And now him. He's actually going to declare charge on both models because I think if he stands right here, he'll be in range to hit them both. Does any of them want to fall back? Not really. They don't think that will help. He's going to fire Overwatch with a crack missile. Doesn't hit. He's going to Overwatch with his bolt gun. Still doesn't get a hit. Charge. Yep, he's within 1 inch of both models, so he's got both models in melee. And now we can do Space Marine's turn. Well, he can actually ready up. Because he can at least try to plink off that guy. So we go into shooting phase, starting with ready models. Well, he's the only ready model. So he's going to fire at that guy. He's wondering if he should just do a Mortis round, but rolling 1 is still always a miss. These comms is going to add 1 to his shot roll anyway, so he's going to do Executioner round. So since comms is add 1 to his shot roll and the guy's out in the open, it's going to be frickin' 2 to hit. Look at that, he actually gets a hit. 3 to wound. Wounds. AP -2, so 5-up save for that guy. And he saved it. Because, of course, the Chaos Space Marines are saving their armor and stuffs. These Space Marines just can't do damage this game. Now, to non-raid models firing. He's just going to fire into the Eliminator. He's out in the open, so 2 shots, 3s to hit. Both hit. 3s to wound. Failed wound, he'll spend a command point to reroll one of those. So he wants at least 1 wound. Gets a single wound. 4-up save from the Eliminator. Saved it. And they both can just plink against each other's armor. Now we're going to melee charge models, starting with this Berserker, who's going to be, he's got 3 attacks. He's actually just going to put all 3 attacks into the missile launcher. So 3s to hit, 2 hits, 3s to wound, 1 wound at AP -1, so 4-up save. Saved it. And now we go into non-rated models, and he can fight again, so he select him again. This time he's going to put all the round attacks into the comms, so 3 attacks. Generates another attack, these are the 6, so 4 hits. 3s to wound. 2 wounds, 2 4-up saves for comms. Say it failed at least one of them. And now injury roll. And they'll spend a command point to reroll that because they kind of don't want... There we go. Dead. Consolidating to closest model. And now we do morale phase. Space Marines clearly need to do a break test now. They're okay. Like it frickin' matters at this point for them. Yeah, because they're just gonna lose. There's almost no coming back from this. But hey, we'll see if a miracle happens, which it won't. Because round 5 exists, and it says on this game, it just goes to turn 5. No randoms. It's literally goes to turn 5 and ends after this. So they have to pull off a miracle now. Okay, they roll the exact same values. Alright, they have to pull off a miracle while not having the initiative. So that stays there. Heretics Astartes go up to 3 command points. And Space Marines go up to 3 command points. He will ready up. He will declare a charge on this guy. He will overwatch with his executioner around because he might as well try. Failed it. He's going to reroll it because he's got to try. And he will not hit. That's enough. And these people will just stay there on the objective. I mean, he could fall back and try to fire frag over there and just hope. You know what? Screw it. He's going for the crazies. Falling back. He's going for the miracle shot. So this guy can't continue with him. And then we go into shooting phase. He will see if he can put down this guy who's trying to go for his miracle. Might as well check to see if the tree's in the way. It is not, so 3s to hit. 2 hits. 3s to wound. They'll spend a command point to reroll that because holy hell. Alright, they got 1 wound off of him. 4-up armor. He failed it. He does want to spend a command point to reroll that because he might die if he doesn't. Okay. Damage 2. Alright, he's dead. Now the real question is if his miracle shot would have worked since he would have done main target there and then done frag. It would have been how many shots? 1. Wouldn't hit. So his miracle attempt wouldn't work. The reason why he was going for it is if he cleared everyone off the objective, Space Marines would win by default if at the end of turn 5 no one was on the objective. So he tried to go for that miracle one last frag shot, but as he ran out there, he just got mowed down by him. So that's all the shooting, because there's no one else that can shoot anything, so he's just gonna rev up that chainaxe and attack. 4 attacks because of the charge. 3's to hit. Oh my god. Wait, I think I just read the wrong list. He has 3 attacks from the charge. We'll just take away one of the 6s. Actually, you know what? We'll just kind of say, since it's even and odd, we'll roll dice to see even or odd. It was the odd dice, so there we go. That's his 3 attacks, but still generates 2 more. Because he still has Death of the False Emperor, and gets more hits. So he's got 5 hits still, regardless. With all the wounding on 3. So 3 wounds. 3 4-up saves. Failed 1. He's just going to take it because he's got 2 wounds, correct? Yep, so he just takes it. And because this guy is not a corner berserker, he's not going to punch again. So the Eliminator is actually going to punch back. With his own 2 attacks. 3's to hit. You know what? He'll spend his final command point to reroll this because reroll one of these because why not? Actually gets a hit. Still fails to wound. Morale time. 8. Well, either way, they're Ultramarines, so they add 1 to leadership, so he's probably okay. Since he would have to be a 6 for this to be a fail, and he adds 1 naturally, which Space Marines aren't like that. So obviously he passes. And then the turn ends because that's just the open play ending. And dang, these Space Marines, I feel like they could have done better, but the fact that they lost their plasma gunner without ever being able to use it. This guy and the rocket launcher couldn't hit on 3s and 2s. It was just abysmal. Anyway, have a fabulous day, everybody.